Joining us now is Alissa Weaver, chair of the Cancer Cell Biophysics session. Welcome, Alissa. Thanks for being here. Tell us a little bit about what we have to look forward to.
So this session is somewhat broad, so it's going to really have, it's going to have 4 talks that touch on a couple of topics, I would say. A main theme is cell migration, and we're going to hear about that both from the experimental standpoint and from the mathematical modeling standpoint. And then there's also going to be a talk on systems biology of cellular signaling in response to TGF-beta. So this is an important factor in the tumor microenvironment that promotes tumor and stromal aggressiveness.
What do you see as the next breakthrough for a potential cure?
So one thing I should say is that there's an explosion of therapeutic approaches right now in cancer. So the kind of initial phase was targeted therapy, which really focused on treating signaling within the tumor cell. Right now it's immune therapy, which is really focusing on the ability of immune cells to target cancer cells. And I think the future is going to be also focused on how cancer cells interact with their microenvironment. So cancer is really, you could think of it as a complex ecosystem where the tumor is really interacting with the microenvironment to make it more hospitable. And so I think looking at these complex interactions is going to be a big key in the future to trying to treat cancer.
What do you hope are the key takeaways from the session?
Cancer is really complex, and what I think biophysics brings to the table is really looking at some aspects that maybe traditional cancer biologists don't look at as much. One is the physical environment, so mechanical stimuli, topological stimuli to cancer cells. The other is bringing in quantitative and modeling approaches. So in fact, a lot of the session will be focused on trying to model cancer cells and their ability to migrate, or systems biology, computational network approaches to understand cellular signaling. But this really needs to be combined with experimentation, and I think biophysicists do this very well, linking experimentation to modeling.
What's next for this research?
I think in the future, I think the microenvironment is going to be really important. So I think getting more realistic in terms of trying to understand those microenvironment tumor interactions from both the experimental and modeling standpoints, and trying to think about how to target that and how the real interface of the unique cancer cell genetics with microenvironmental changes that seem to happen in many cancers, that interface is going to be really important.
Thank you, Alissa.
Thank you.